to this computer. I'm Judy Carter, and this is the Judy Jam. All right, so we're talking about introductions. Today we're going to talk about, how do you set up the audience? How do you set up the audience in a way to really be excited about your speech and what's coming up? So writing our intro is a great way to kind of figure out what exactly are we talking about and what is the bridge that we can build to the audience. So far we got here Dawn, James, Amy from Alaska. Do you have a coat on? So good. Very talented woman. I watched her video. It was amazing. And we got some new people. So I'm going to, first of all, introduce the new people and see find out a little bit about you, meet you guys, and see what you're up to. So, Dawn, I'm going to mute you. Hey, Dawn, how you doing?
Hi, Judy. How are you doing?
Good. Where are you in from?
I'm in from Santa Rosa, California, about an hour north of Golden Gate Bridge. And I'm not totally new. I joined a couple months ago, had a little detour, but signed up for the whole year thing. I've gotten a tremendous amount of value out of the course. I'm almost done. Didn't quite get it done, but for the next Judy Jam, I promise I'll have the complete message of you done. And so I'm pretty excited about that. And I didn't think I'd be here today, but it had a cancellation. So I really quickly worked on my intro. So yeah, this is really cool. I like the format. It's really helpful.
Oh, fantastic. Okay, great. So we're going to have everybody introduce themselves with their intro, so it'll be exciting to hear. Hey, James, I see you're in the comedy class, right? Hey.
Yes, hi. How are you, Judy?
Oh, good. Where are you calling in from? You're on your cell.
Really far from you, Anaheim, California.
Okay, Disneyland. Cool.
Yeah, literally.
All right, fantastic. And tell me a little bit about what your goals are, what you want from this workshop.
Gosh, I've had your Bible in my bag. It travels with me everywhere for over a decade. I'm a stand-up comic.
I'm writing a new one, by the way. I'm writing.
Yeah, I know. I can't. The New Testament.
Are you? Well, I tell you, it's very slow coming. I think it's 1,000 pages right now, and God even made it shorter. So I'm trying to get it down. Are you on the Comedy Bible fan page, the Comedy Bible Facebook group? Because I'm trying out new chapters there, and then what people write, I'm using examples and giving them credit in the book. So anyway.
Oh, fantastic. I think I might follow it, but my daughters that are 2 and 5
cool.
Have, I'm not going to say prohibited me, but just give me alternative direction for my energies throughout the day. And with the job, if I am fortunate enough to squeeze in also husband time and 20 to 30 minutes of creative time before passing out.
Okay, so I'm going to tell you something. Here's a little secret. And this is the secret to writing a speech. This is the secret to writing comedy. All of that is material.
Oh, absolutely.
All of that's material. It's like, even if you started your act, okay, I'm here because, here's my to-do list. Husband time, daughter time, other daughter time, boss time, this time, right? Oh, now it's your time, audience time. Got to make them friggin' laugh. You know what I'm just saying? It's like your to-do list of, and I think everybody feels that way, because whatever your problem, what problem you're having, maybe chances are other people are having that problem, and it can become material either for a speech or for comedy. Okay.
Or a Judy Jam.
Or Judy Jam. Okay, great. I got your material. We're going to go over in a second. All right. So, Amy, check in with you.
Did you get the homework? Hey.
I did. I got it. I'm going to go over in a bit. I want to wait for more people here. I'm just kind of talking to a little bit of new people and stuff, but Yeah, no, I awesome got it. Saw your video, as I told you. It was awesome.
Okay.
We just talked. Amy is in Alaska. She's an incredible comedy writer. Now, if any of you want help or punching up anything, I mean, this is the go-to girl. That's for sure. Maybe put your video, a link to your YouTube video in the chat there. So if people want to see it, that would be great.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So, and we were just talking about, you had some questions. So why don't I answer your questions here? What were your questions?
Where did I go?
Huh?
Here you are.
Okay, you had some questions? What were they?
I had a question about submitting a link to comedy clubs, whether or not that is cool or if it's kind of annoying.
Okay, well, here's the thing. When you're a comic, do you guys know the term hack? Know the term hack. What does it mean, anybody? What does hack mean?
Overdone?
Overdone. Yeah, that's right. Overdone. Hack means you're doing something that's not original. It's overdone. It's been done before, right? So when we create comedy material, we want to do things that are new, original, haven't been done before because they're coming from us, and nobody's really had our life. So if you're authentic to yourself, chances are you're going to create authentic material. Now, the hardest part, getting paid to be a comic, okay? How do you get paid to be a comic? All right, so the same applies. You don't want to be hacked. So when everybody does a set or they start off in comedy and they want to get successful, they want to get paid, what does everybody do? What does everybody do?
They bring their material to the comedy clubs?
To a comedy club, right? I'm going to be a comedian. I'll go, okay, that's hack, right? Because what happens is everybody and their mother is sending tapes, doing it, and going. So comedy clubs will have, everybody's not tapes. Look how old I am. Tapes, yeah, 1/4-inch tapes. What you sending links. So their email in the morning, what is their email? The comedy club looks like.
It's probably got 200-300 of them in there.
Yeah, exactly, right?
And that's what I was worried about because I was like, I don't want to waste my time. It's not going to actually do anything.
Right. So you know how hard it is to think of new material? Well, the same goes with marketing. We want to think of original ideas, okay? So in order to be, before you go to a comedy club, first of all, you have to, have a killer tape. And that tape needs to be really good audio because it doesn't matter if it's shitty video, but it has to be really good audio, all right? So very often it's best to have a wireless mic on, so you're not just having the camera at the back of the room pick up the sound, but you have a wireless mic, and they're like $100, $150 Asden mic. You can get one, plug it into a camera, or get a Zoom recorder, bring it on stage with you, something that near you that's not going to pick up the waitress in the back and it's sound, and it's hard. The audio has to be sizzling, fantastic, clear. So I can't show, what is she saying? Okay, that's one.
Right.
Number two, go where there's only going to be a couple other people applying, right? So let me ask you something. Are there any meetings of Native Americans? Do Native Americans have any kind of get-togethers?
Yeah.
Wow.
In fact, one year I got invited to do a show at a powwow, but I got the message too late, so I missed it.
All right. So already you're going that's a sign from the universe. People are calling you to perform. See, you don't want to go where everybody's submitting material. You want to go where you they want you. So nobody wants you at a comedy club, right? They have plenty of comics. They have plenty of comics. You want to go where they don't have a lot of comics. And that is, since you are Native American and you talk about that, I would expand that material and you could get friggin' famous doing that. You want to find places where people need humor and where they get together and they have meetings, and you are the perfect comic for that. Like, I'm the perfect comic for anything over 50, right? Women over 50 is like, get Judy Carter. Right? At a comedy club, hey, I'm Judy Carter, come book me. Well, I've written all these books, I've been really successful, I've been on well, screw you. We have a lot of people who've been really successful, and we have more than enough, thank you, Judy Carter. So I'm gonna go to Kansas, right? And I'm gonna perform for a women's event there, for like, they have 500,000 women. These women are desperate for entertainment. And I'm going to talk and relate to what their life is like. So I create material about age and, what's it like being me, and then find people who want to hear about it. So you don't want to keep trying to hit places that everybody is hitting.
Right.
Okay. So that's the secret. You got to niche yourself. You got to brand yourself. So you got to have a brand for a specific audience. And that's what the message of your statement first asks. The first thing is, who is your audience? And that's what you market to. I will never be successful with millennials right now. I mean, maybe, but my act is, I'm not into their wavelength, right? I mean, everybody who markets to a specific niche.
Right. Okay.
And if you're super funny like you are, write some more friggin' material for those people. I mean, holy shit, they're protesting, they're having land taken away, they're, the politics of it all. And you're Native American, you should be writing a blog about the way they treated your people. The arrogant assholes from Kentucky who, this veteran, about that, right?
Yeah, it was pretty crazy.
Yeah, well, you need to be
write a lot about
video. You need to be doing, some jokes, and the butt of your jokes is these smirking, dickhead, asshole kids, who are making fun of that guy. And you need to do it this kind of passion that I'm doing it now. You just can't go like, you need to care. Okay, so you need to wake up and care. What?
I'm just very, I'm not a very expressive person most of the time. So I'm trying to learn how to be more expressive.
Well, you don't have to be expressive. You express in the way you need to express. I'm Jewish. I'm going to be expressing this way. You're going to be like expressing your way. It doesn't matter how you do it. You could do it low key, high key. It's your way of doing it. However, you need to be authentic and not just do it like you're telling jokes. You have a point of view.
Okay.
All right. So, Stephen.
Yes.
How are you? Wow. Now that's a fantastic background.
Oh, thank you.
Look at all these name tags. You go to a lot of conventions?
No, I don't know which. Are you sure you're looking at me? Are you?
Yeah.
Okay. No, I don't go to any conventions.
Right behind you. The other way.
Oh, behind, you're looking at back there. No, I go to puppet festivals around the world, basically.
Oh, okay.
And I'm invited to puppet festivals around the world, literally everywhere. Oddly enough, puppets are really big in Asia, and they're also big in Central Europe, former Soviet countries. because they had a huge puppet education that never stopped during all the years that it stopped in the West. So all the big schools are in Russia and places like that. So I get invited to places like that.
And do you speak or do you perform? Or
I speak, I perform, I show my films. Lately, it's showing my films because I've made 4 films in the last 10 years, and that's what I'm. I don't want to continue making these films because they're too difficult to make, and I have such a huge debt afterwards, and it takes years to pay off that debt. and I'm reaching such a small audience, and with all the work that I've done to do this in the last 40 years of my life, I want to be able to reach what I call regular people, not just people that are interested in watching puppets or a puppet movie. I want to take what I've learned and apply it to what I would call a more normal backgrounds of whether Americans or Europeans, because that's mostly where my audience would be. I have, I've been doing this a long time, and there's a lot of tricks, there's a lot of things, and I'm trying to digest that. I've been going through your program off and on for about 6 months, and this time I just decided to really go in there and finish what I would call a
great.
talk.
Okay. Okay. So do you have, you wanted to talk to an audience that's not necessarily into puppets, but into how puppets are using puppets or creating an alter persona can help people in a therapeutic kind of way? Is that what you're
healing about? Healing is part of it. I'm also, I actually come from a small business background. So I also think of, I did a lot of colleges and universities. Some of those things back there are college and university stuff where I'm invited to talk. So I have done talks in universities, but it's always around showing my films. It's always around that subject. But the idea that creativity, it's like any creative idea, any project that anyone has in a business standpoint, how different ways you can communicate it, not necessarily even with puppets, but just the idea of thinking outside the box, because I've been outside.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, so you're really can you, before the end of today, give us your 1 minute message of you pitch?
Sure, I can.
Okay, yeah. Great.
I'm not really wild about what I did, but it's a start.
Yeah. It's a start. Okie-doke. So, okay, so we have Annabelle. How are you doing? Let me unmute you. I got it. Okay, go ahead. Wait, Annabelle. I'm clicking, you're clicking. Go ahead, unmute yourself. There you go. Okay, hey, Annabelle.
Hi, Judy.
Where are you calling from?
I'm still in Germany. I got back on Friday. I was in Providence, Rhode Island for 3 weeks for family.
Good. So what are you working on now?
I did my 1 minute intro.
Great. And you want to give it to us? Give it to us.
Yeah, I can give it to you. Okay. How many of you are struggling with racism or the idea of racism? Both are valid. How many of you are thinking, I'm white, I'm not racist, I'm beaten down by my skin color? Our next speaker, Annabelle Baptista Bauman, was president of the NAACP in college. She writes humorous short stories and is a stand-up comedian. She has a CELTA certificate in IBET for International Business English. She has a BA in English and a master's in the School of Hard Knocks. She was homeless as a teenager after her mother kicked her out of the house. She managed to get a job in New York at a prestigious publisher where she managed to get everything wrong. She got married, had kids, and then sought to figure out what had gone wrong and what had gone right with her life. When she realized at 40 that she was a trophy wife, she dusted herself off and jumped in the game with both feet, publishing her first short story at 45 years of age. And she says she has found her voice, publishing a blog on culture and English for non-native English speakers. She's here to speak about, if you're not a racist, why do you sound like one? Please welcome to the stage, Annabelle Baptista Bauman.
Good.
Okie doke. All right. So, what qualifies you to talk about race?
Well, basically the fact that I'm African American and.
What you said you wrote a book? What's your book about?
Oh, no, I've written short stories. I'm a short story writer.
Okay. And where have you performed these stories?
I've had them published online and in journals.
So short story. And what do you do for a living?
I'm an English coach in Germany.
Okay. Okay. Here's what really quick. This is what my thoughts are, and this is being recorded. So if I give you guys feedback, you can always go to the YouTube video and search for where I talk to you. Okay. So my feedback is this: I don't think your topic of racism is a good one.
Okay.
I find it to be accusing the audience of being racist, and not everybody fits into that. But I do think that if you want your speech, it sounds like I always look at someone's credentials. That's what I do.
Mm-hmm.
That's what they've done. Why? So I need to trust somebody. So you're a professional short story writer.
Mm-hmm.
And what about how to use, writing your story? How to teach people to use story writing to let go of demons, to let go of, to find love in your life, to let go of depression. Use story writing to heal along those lines. Nothing I'm saying right now is coming out like a title, more work, but race, of course, can be in it. A story about that can be in it. The world needs healing. People are angry. There is racism and bigotry. Our Supreme Court just said it's okay to discriminate against transgenders today. So there is a need to let go of this hatred that seems to be in the world and within families.
Mm-hmm.
And one of the elements is race, but it doesn't, it sounds, take all your story out. Your introduction is really about your credentials and setting up the issue. Okay. And the issue is, how do we heal all this hatred?
Well, Judy, okay, I can take out that because I thought that was my mess to success I was trying to get into there. But
the mess to success is one sentence.
It's one sentence.
She went from homelessness to be a successful author of short stories, published short stories, and today she's going to show you how you can get out of whatever negativity you're going through, how we can heal the world by giving the world our authentic stories. I'm going to show you today she's going to show you today how to take the very things that are troubling you. And even if you are not a writer, find your essential stories that can not only heal yourself, but the world.
Judy, I think we're talking about two different types of racism. I'm not really trying to talk about racism. I'm talking about people who are non-native speakers and just don't have a grasp of the language well enough. You know what I'm saying?
Well, all I know is we're going to come back to this because we're getting a little ahead of ourselves, but those are my notes for right now. Okay. Okie-doke. And then we have just one other person. A couple other people I haven't said hello to. Hey, David, how are you doing? Nice to see you.
I'm good, thanks. Yourself?
Okay. Did you write an intro for us today, or?
I did not. No, I'm still debating on a subject.
I want you to come over and I want to spank you, David. I don't know why. And it's probably not appropriate, is it? David did the most amazing TEDx talk. I mean, it's like so fantastic. And I'd love it if you so people can get to know you, if you could put the link to your TEDx talk, David, right in the chat so people can get to know what you do.
Okay.
And then David and I always have this discussion about expanding on what he did in his TEDx talk, and he doesn't want to do it, right?
Correct.
But he doesn't know what he wants to do, and that's.
Well,
I just think, so many of us sabotage ourselves because we do something well, and then we do. I'm so sick of it. I don't want to do it anymore, and that's fine if it morphs into something else. But very often we can do what we do and kind of transform it slowly. For instance, David, this applies to you. I started off in my career as a magician. I did 22 appearances on something called the Mike Douglas Show that nobody knows about.
I know, Mike.
Okay. Anyway, I'm a magician, and I'm traveling with all these props. And then I went into comedy when my props didn't show up one day, and I went, okay. And I got good at that. And now I'm coming back to magic, using it as a metaphor in a one-person show to talk about a family that I grew up with, about illusions, secrets, disappearances, cut and restore. And so I'm using magic in a totally different kind of way. And I was just thinking about you, David, and I was thinking perhaps we can take what you do and the juggling and look at it in a different way, and repurpose it. Does that make sense? Rather than I've done it my whole life, I don't want to do it anymore, right?
Well, I'm not disagreeing with you, just a thought. My speaking buddy and I thought life lessons in sports, because I have many sports careers, basically. Is that a viable subject?
Yeah, it is. It is. And how do you qualify for that?
I used to be a professional bowler. I have a black belt in karate. I've won bodybuilding contests. I'm placed in my age group for CrossFit. I've placed third place in marathons.
Oh my God, I didn't know that about you. That is spectacular. I don't think about sports.
I mean, short marathons, not the long one, just the 5K.
Okay. Well, the problem with sports is, you're competing with all the football players who are really famous, who are speaking out there. So if you can kind of tweak that, so you're not, the word isn't sports, but the word is achievement, success, physical, balance, like something. I don't know, but I'm just going, through sports. That's what all the sports people talk about. I could be wrong, though, but do some research. Have you found other people speaking on that?
Well, I've referred to this before. Like, was it on American Gladiators, too? I forgot to mention that. But Dan, do you know Dan Thurman?
Yes.
Okay, he juggles, of course, and he's a gymnast, and I think he's the current NSA president. And he gives a speech like that, and I've spoken to him before, and he just says, keep working at it, basically what you do, but you have specific lessons that we do along the way.
Yeah. Yeah, sounds good. I love it. I just love it. I really think you're onto something, and we'll just work on the title later. But
Can I ask one more quick question?
Of course.
So what about, my other choice was reinventing yourself.
What have you reinvented yourself to be?
Well, I'm on my 15th career, I think, right now. I've worked, obviously, in the cruise line. I'm a blackjack dealer. I've inspected homes. So I have 10 other jobs that I've done. Is that so?
I don't know. That seems like a one-person show. That would be very compelling.
Well, no, I was thinking more like when people lose their jobs, or people get divorced, or people retire, they have to reinvent themselves. Like a couple that gets divorced.
Well, I think both of them can mesh together, to tell you the truth, once you get into writing it and doing it. Because I think that to be the best you are, in, like you said, I'm a bowler, I'm a gladiator, I'm this, I'm that. I mean, and I think you're really onto something, David. It's very exciting because, you know, you've been unable to pick something, and the reason is because you like to pick everything, right? You like, I mean, that's part of it. So what's emerging from this Judy Jam is the problem is the solution. Whatever problem you're having with this course, look in the mirror, look at that problem. That's the problem that you're going to address, and you're going to transform it, because it's not a problem, is that, you know, how to be great at whatever it is that you do, because you're always redesigning your life. And it's the same thing with exercise. You can't just do jogging, you know, you have to cross-train. It's about cross-training life. Maybe that's something in it about cross-training in life. The days are over of one job or one way to be healthy or one way to do anything. And I'm here to show you there is opportunity everywhere for you to be the best. Right? Okay.
Yes.
All right. This is also recorded. And then I want to get to the guts of today. Okay. We have Celia. And then who's this? DX4ZW. WEJ5. Hi, welcome. Oh, wait. I can't hear you. Can't hear you. You got to get your little earbuds working, or maybe just take them out and use the computer sound. I'll come back to you. Jessica, how are you? Hi, Jessica. Caught you with your mouth full?
Sorry. I'm good. How are you? Thank you. I thought this was like a usual jam. I didn't realize it was for intro, so I just wrote out and sent where I was in the modules.
Okie doke. Great.
I'm trying to figure out which of the talks to do or to concentrate on is like the main pitch, you know?
Okay, well, I'll tell you what we're going to do right now. I know there's some other people. Hey, Sarah, good to see you. I have your homework. Hey, John, Adam. Who else is new? I just wanted to make sure I talked to Adam. Are you new? Are you new, Adam? Hello? I can't seem to unmute him. Adam, oh, okay, so we got it. Okay, well, we'll figure that out, okay? And let me just see. DX, did you, can I hear you now? No, I can't hear you. Your mic isn't working. It's not turned on. Sign language. All right, well, okay, we're okay. All right, well, all right, so this is what I want to do today. Really quick, I'm going to go over some of the homework. And then what we're going to do is break up into twos. And you're going to write, each of you is going to write your introduction. All right? And then we're going to come back. We're going to hear some of them. So first of all, I'm going to go over what a good introduction is. And then I'm going to also cover the homework that people have given me. So give me 1 second, people, and get here. So good seeing all of you. All right, so let me just get to here. Okay, so you can all see this. Barbara, can you hear Barbara? Hi, how you doing? Oh, okay, Barbara. Nice to see you, kind of. I can't really.
Yeah, my camera's not working.
That's okay. I want you just to read this on the screen. It's Marianne Campbell. And I want you to read the first 3 paragraphs. Ready? Okay, go. How many of you can say, okay, go ahead. Barbara?
Oh my gosh, I have so much money. I just have too much of it.
Yeah, I want you to read it. Read it from the start. How many of you start with that and read the first 3 paragraphs?
Okay, you want me to take the whole thing? Okay.
Yeah.
How many of you can say, oh my gosh, I have so much money. I just have too much of it. Anyone? Well, our next speaker, Dr. Mack, can show you how to have that problem.
Okay, let's stop right there. Okay, so just knowing that much, everybody, anybody chime in? What are you going to be excited about this? What can you expect now from the next hour you're going to spend with Dr. Mack? Anybody?
Money talk.
Right, okay. All right, Barbara, read the next part. If you want more time, go ahead.
Want more time for family and hobbies, want to know how to get out of debt and have a fabulous retirement and be in charge of your finances, you'll want to listen to our next speaker.
Okay, let's stop. Now, what do you know about Dr. Mack so far? Anything?
She's a doctor.
Some kind of doctor. Okay. But do you know anything about her life? What do you know about her story?
Nothing.
Okay, right. Now, let me ask you guys, just raise your hand. I can see you raising your hand. How many of you would like more time with your family and more time to do like your passion? Okay, great. So pretty much everybody's raising their hand, right? So you're going like, yes, we need this information. So the idea of the very beginning is not about you, but about your message. The message trumps the deliverer. Your message is more important than you. Does everybody get that? Okay. You're the messenger, but the message is what is important. And right away, the audience, you don't want to waste people's time when introducing yourself. It's all about the audience. What are they going to get out of it? Okay, now let's see. Who haven't I heard from too much? Oh, Cecilia. Cecilia, wake up. Okay, Cecilia. All right. Can you please read Marianne Campbell? Go ahead.
Marianne Campbell, known to her students at the University of Central Arkansas as Dr. Mack, grew up on a farm. She went from living in poverty, having to collect Coke bottles to pay her way through college, to being selected by Money Magazine as one of the 200 best certified financial planning practitioners in America. She received a presidential appointment to chair the National Women's Business Council, and Arkansas Business Magazine chose her as one of the top 100 women in Arkansas.
Okay, stop. Okay, so this is why she qualifies to deliver this message, okay? You feel you're in good hands, people, right? You feel you're in good hands. She qualifies. And it also shows, and this is an all struggle I have when I coach people. It's like, I don't want to talk about being homeless. No, but that gives you more credibility. I went from this to that, but it doesn't tell her own story. Just one sentence, that she went from a mess to a success. If you go from a mess to another mess, you don't qualify to speak. You have to go from a mess to success. Okay, so Sarah, can you read the last paragraph?
Sure. So, get ready to transform your life, your bank account, and your future. Ladies and gentlemen, speaking on making money magic, please welcome Dr. Mack.
Okay, great. Now she also is a magician. So that's why I created this title for her, Making Money Magic. Because she does some tricks and making, throughout her presentation. All right. So it's short, but it really does what it's supposed to do. So I've broken it down here. You start with a rhetorical question, okay? And this is for your introduction, when they're going to introduce you to speak. And I feel it's a powerful exercise because it makes it that you are going to speak and someone's going to friggin' introduce you. Okay, so you ask a question, and this usually gets a laugh. Like, how many can say, "Oh my gosh, I have so much money. I just have too much of it." Anyone? Well, okay. So you want to start like, how many of you have this problem? Okay? And then you could put something in it to test the audience. Announce, what are the results the audience will get from listening to you, right? So how many of you are thinking and you do an act out? So this is for you comics. The way to get a laugh is always to act out somebody else. You have two options to get a laugh, an act out or a turn. An act out is easy. So how many of you can say, and then an act out is our introducer is no longer talking to the audience. She is the audience, right? You guys see this? Yeah. Okay, so that's an act out. All right. Okay, let the MC brag about you. Books you've written, things you found, this. So we start with a question about the problem, maybe an act out. And if you guys just get this much, that would be really nice today. Well, our next speaker is going to show you how to have that problem. Now, if you're a comic, you can skip all of this because comedy and stand-up comedy does not have a message. A stand-up comic just has credentials. You know, our next comic, you might have seen her, da-da-da-da-da-da. So that's what you're going to do here. All right, so when you do comedy, it's just your credentials. That's that. And have the MC briefly mention your message success. This is not a story, just a summary. All right? And that's always gets people interested in you. She went from living on in poverty to blah, 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 something. Okay? And you can also sneak in like afterwards, she'll be signing copies of her book, her pamphlet. Afterwards, she'd be at the back of the room, answering questions, and then your speech title. Okay? So we have how many of you? This is the worksheet. This is module 2. All right, so this, if you want to take a screenshot, go ahead of this. And then it needs to be 60 seconds or less. All right? So we have some people who've shared their homework. So I want to go to it. Okay, here we go. So Sarah. All right, so all right. Sarah, is this your introduction?
My TEDx pitch, so you were talking.
Oh, this is your TEDx pitch? Okay, great. All right, we'll get to that in a second. Okay, so Dawn, can you read Amy D's introduction? Go ahead.
Sure. And whoops, so it's the part, she's a Fairbanks, right
yeah.
there. She's a Fairbanks Funny Festival veteran and a half crazy, half deaf, half breed who is half in the bag half the time. She believes in freedom of speech and high potency cannabis. She is open for comedians, I don't know how to pronounce the name, Watchwan Peterson, Ian Bagg, Chris Porter, and Tracy Smith from the beer-soaked bowels of downtown. This is great. It's Amy D.
All right. Okay, Amy, really terrific, although I feel you're giving the MC too many laughs. Right? You're the one needing, right, Amy? I mean, you're the one. So, are you born in Alaska, Amy?
Actually, I was born in Montana.
In Montana, okay. But you live in Fairbanks, okay?
Yeah, my mom moved up here when I was 6 months old.
Oh, okay. So that's a native. So you want to say, okay, our next comic is a Fairbanks native who won, the funny festival, right? Now, this is a real sneaky thing you can do in your intro. She is the go-to opening act for all the top comics coming through, town, right? So, and I don't know these people, including, or, you might recognize her as, you just put, she's opened for some of the top comics coming through town. Right? And you need a catchphrase like our Native American comic. Just put Native. Isn't that what you say? It Native American.
Yeah, we call us natives up here.
Depending
on where you're at, it depends on what tribe you're from.
She's open for some of the top comics coming through town. So you might recognize her. How do you mind? She's she's one of the top Native American comics. How's that? Like that. Bam. Boom. Right? Take out all the jokes. You're the funny one. Right?
They always tell me that. They always say that, but I like it.
What?
I don't mind giving people jokes.
Yeah, but I don't know. I just want to be about you, and yeah. I don't want to put in she's stoned. At the beginning, cannabis. I mean, it's a reveal you want to do. You want to own the stuff about you, but these are credentials, okay?
Okay.
Who's won the funny, whatever contest, right? You might recognize her as she's open for some of the top income through town, and and some of the, headlining comics coming through town. She's one of the top Native American comics. It's Amy. Okay, so that's kind of thing. Take a screenshot of that, Amy. Okay, and that's that. Okay, so then our other homework. By the way, everybody can submit homework anytime up until the time this starts. Okay, so let me just show you another homework we have here. Okay. Whoop, that's not it. 1 second, so sorry. You can also put in, if you want to introduce yourself by a video or something you've done, put it in chat and I'll make the chat available to everybody else. Okay, so we have here, who's this? Who's this? Is this John? No? Who am I looking at? James. Hello, James.
Hi, how are you?
Okay, great. I have big ears. You do. Woohoo! There are a few advantages of big ears. Okay. A few. Do you want to read it, John?
Sure.
James, go ahead.
Yeah, I have big ears. Woohoo! A few of the advantages I've discovered: having children, I provide more shade for them when.
Do an act out. Can you just add an act out to that?
As I have them on my shoulder, and there's additional shade for when they're sleeping. Both eyes. Of course, their sun tans or sunburns end up in the shape of bat wings around their ears. My children can use my handlebars, my ears as handlebars. As you can see when I'm carrying them. Steer, Daddy, chocolate, that way.
Okay, I love the act outs. So I'm just going to say, because we're going to go quickly through this, I provide more shade for my children when Gary and then, Daddy, it's hot. Come on. Come on, get behind the ears. Daddy, don't move your head. Something like that to make it more real. In other words, you do a quick setup like this, and then you get into the scene.
Absolutely.
All right, so awesome. Yeah, I love that, the shade for the kids. I would take out, I've discovered, hey, there's advantages. I have big ears. Woohoo! A few of the advantages, take that out. I would just go, hey, like defensive. So it's all attitude. It's like positive, and then you pretend someone heckled you. I have big ears. Woohoo! Hey, there are advantages having big ears, okay?
Right.
My kids aren't getting sunburned because there's always shade behind my ears, right?
I'm built-in sun protection.
But do it in a defensive way.
Sure.
Instead of, I provide more shade for my, we have to learn to have attitude through jokes. So just, can you say that line with, don't look what you wrote, but say,
like actually just perform it for you. Absolutely.
Yeah.
Hi, yeah, I'm James. Yes, I have big ears. Woo! But fortunately for my children.
Drop the attitude. Defensive. Hey, now I want to go woohoo. Hey, your ears suck. I want you to pretend that someone says that and you are defending it.
Gotcha.
Try it again. Try it again.
Yeah, I have big ears. Woohoo! At least my ears provide some sort of service, like shade for my children.
Okay.
Your ears are inferior. They're small, petite, and probably can't hear as good as mine. P.S. You just farted, sir.
Yeah. Okay. So I don't want to do it like I'm just trying to get the same joke, but defensive. So as if someone did it. So they didn't really. So I have big ears. Woohoo! Hey, there are advantages. My kid, so do you see the energy of going, hey, I'm talking about advantages. That's why it's like attitude, defensive-ness, okay? My kids aren't going, Daddy, I got burned. No, because they got shade behind these motherfuckers. Okay, so I'm balding, my hair is thinning, okay, woohoo. What are some of the advantages of being balding?
Some of the advantages are, hey, I got less for my kids to tug and pull on.
Yeah.
Sort of echo to the previous one, and then the follow-up to my kids having my ears as handlebars for steering. I also would say, yeah, and also my wife can use it for steering.
No, I don't know. I don't buy that. I would really try to find some advantages. I'm bald. My hair is thinning. Hey, that's a good thing because women dig bald guys. Am I right, ladies? Look at me. I'm an instant makeup mirror. Look at me. You know what I mean?
It's built-in yarmulke. Yes.
Right. That's funny. I'd use that. So
I can
again,
get HBO.
What did you say, Dave?
I can get HBO and Cinemax.
I can get HBO and Cinemax. Look, I could be a projector. We don't have projectors anymore. But I'm just saying, James, your thing is to get on your feet and give me attitude, right? To give me attitude. It's a little kind of I'm this is woohoo because da. So when we do comedy, you set up a joke and then you slam it with attitude, right? Or you slam it with attitude at the beginning and then you talk softly, loud, soft, straightforward, loud. So, there's gotta be a time where you have attitude. Okay, so we don't have time for all of this, but I did love GOP. Now, if you're going to do political jokes, what's your job, James?
Yeah, I'm a server, actor, comedian, writer. Jack
okay.
Master of None. Part of my introduction.
Okay, I'm a waiter. Yes, I'm a waiter.
I make magic though.
I think you can use that thing, I'm a waiter, which is actually a Latin word meaning.
Gets.
No, I'm an actor, and that's actually a Latin word that means, can I take your order, please?
Gotcha.
So I thought you were in politics because you're joking about it, but I did like God our pie. I like that, but I would make this around topics that have to do with you. Okay?
Yeah, I use that, but I also kind of gave it that disclaimer at the top. I don't use a ton of acronyms at work, but here are a few that have been in the
Yeah, fully blown
Just
up investigation.
We're all hearing echoes of the FBI, which of course means fully blown investigation. CIA, compromising intelligence always. And yes, these are more politically driven, but I was just trying to be true to the assignment.
Yeah, and you did a damn good job, James. I like it. So now your next thing is to get a comedy buddy maybe from today and jam the material. Maybe Amy and you can work together because you both need attitude, right? You both are really good comedy minds. You're thinking funny. You're good comedy writers. Now let's get more of the performance, and let's see if you guys can maybe write jokes together that have a switch in it, okay? So let's see. And Victoria, I talked to you. So here's what we're going to do, people. Let me just see if I have just 1 second. Okay, Sarah, I'm going to do, but that's all the homework I have. So I'm going to break you guys into twos. And what you're going to do is you're going to do the introduction exercise. All right?
I sent mine in too, but.
Huh? Who did?
I sent mine in also, but maybe.
You did? Race just now?
No, before it started.
Okay, send it again. Okay?
Okay.
Perfect. So, and I'll see you after, so just send it again. So meanwhile, what I'm going to do, so let me just get off of this. Give me 1 second. Okie doke. And I'm going to share this. Rewrite your intro. Okay, so here's your worksheet. All right, that's the formula. And it should be really short. And I'm going to break you up into twos to practice. Here we go. So let's see. To make this quick, I'm going to, it's just going to do it automatically, so I don't know who you're going to join up with, but that's the way it is, okay? So you might have comics with speakers and speakers with comics, but that's the way it is. So you're going to see a link. Please click on it.
Where's the link?
Where is the link?
Okay, it's coming. And some of you have, oh, wait a second. 3 people. Oh, this isn't, wait 1 second. 1 second, add a room. Okay, hold it. This, okay, breakout room 7. Move to breakout room 7. And move to breakout room 7. And there's 1 room with 3 people. All right. Okay, here we go. They're open. They're open. Go work on your intro with everybody, okay? Amy, what are you still doing here, Amy? There we go. Okay, everybody, we're back. We're back from a little sooner than we thought we would be, but this is what I want to hear. I want to hear some introductions, and then Sarah has a pitch for her TED Talk, which I want to go over with you, Sarah. 1 second. Okay. So I think what I'll do is I'll put up the template, and then whoever wants to share, go ahead and do it, okay? But anybody who wants to try it? Okie dokie then.
This is Dawn. I could go ahead and start, I guess. I got some good feedback from James, which I didn't actually get a chance to implement yet, so you'll just hear the same version he's heard.
Okay, go ahead.
Have you ever attended an awful presentation? Was it your presentation? Our next speaker, Don Franceschi, will help you become a presenter that has audiences leaning in and not fleeing for their lives. How many of you are thinking, I don't know how to prepare, create, or deliver a presentation, plus I'm scared to death? Don is the author of the Amazon bestseller, From Awful to Awesome, 9 Essential Tools for Effective Presentations. He is an instructor for the Santa Rosa Junior College Community Education Program, a member of the TEDx Sonoma County Organizing Committee, and is president of the Advanced Toastmasters Club Next Level. Don also recently retired after a 29-year career with the state of California. And during that time, he had the opportunity to attend his share of awful presentations. And he admits that some of those early presentations were his. So he feels your pain. Don will be available in the back for book signing and will also be offering a special coaching package because you attended today. So speaking about taking your presentations from awful to awesome, please welcome to the stage Don Franceschi.
Whoa, Don, that is awesome. I loved it, right? Really awesome. I love the beginning. You got a laugh out of it. I laughed. I would just add one thing.
Okay.
You do one joke kind of twice about the bad presentations or you or whatever. I would just add one thing, and that thing is that, why do you need to be good at presentations?
Oh, okay.
You know what I mean? I would get that in the beginning. Something, it's scary to stand in front of people. And even if you're not a speaker, in order to be on the fast track to success, you're going to have to speak on a meeting. You're going to have to speak,
Do you want a promotion or
daughter's thing? You're going to have, in order to be successful, you're going to have to speak. And it's best when you speak that people don't feel like poking their eyes out with a pencil, or it's best when you see people don't fall asleep. Right. So I would just add one thing to make it a little more why it's so important.
Give the benefit part, make it a little more clear there.
Yeah. Awesome. Who's next? That was great. Who's next? Who wants to try it next?
Have my partner do it.
Let's go. Come on, people. We don't have that much more time.
Well, I'll go, but I'm not. Mine isn't finished.
Well, of course not. It never will be.
Okay, but it's not even complete. But let me try it. Okay, so
go ahead.
All right. Whoops. Oh crap! I forgot the beginning. Okay, how many of you have invented your own instrument?
Say it again. Sorry.
How many of you? How many of you have toured with a rock band on the harp? Our next speaker is a Grammy-nominated composer and performer who's opened for Ray Charles, debuted with the Boston Pops, toured with a rock band, and had her own PBS special. As a kid, she refused to take piano lessons. Now she tours the world, playing her own music with symphony orchestras. And that's as far as I got.
Great. What was the first line?
Well, I don't really have one, so I made it up. I said, how many of you have ever wanted to tour with a rock band playing the electric harp?
Okay, how many? Raise your hand.
Well, nobody, I guess. Okay,
well, we got one Amy, but she's stoned, so we're not sure.
Okay, right.
I made Amy laugh.
She'll take any
Okay, wait a minute. Try this. How many of you have invented your own instrument? No.
Nobody. It doesn't tell me what your message is. This is all about you. And it sounds like it's going to be a narcissistic speech about how great your life is and how our life sucks. So I just really want to, you to go through module 1. And, I have this new video there that you can do the entire module in 22 minutes. Mm-hmm. It's at module 1. It's the intro video. It's been switched out because I felt like no one wants to watch all these 16 videos, Judy.
Right.
Get it done, 22 minutes. Come up with it, okay?
Could you give me the link to that? Because I did try to find that, and it was just like, I couldn't.
Yeah, I'll do it right now, people, because I really want you to know where this is. It is right here. the message of you. Well, actually, here it is. Let's see. No, that's not it. Here it is. Here it is. Message of you.
Could you just put it in the chat and I'll grab it?
Well, it's the messageofyou.com. I'm just showing you where it is on the messageofyou.com. You have to sign in, you log in, and then you go to the message of you. You click here, okay? And lesson 1, welcome to the message of you. Is this it? Yep, there it is. No, I don't think that is. Wait a second.
The message of
No, that's not it. That's me in a hideous vest. Hold on a second. Where the heck is it?
Underneath, introduction to the message of you.
Introduction to the
Wait, continue course. I'm going to click continue course.
Right, so that's
Here
the
it
problem.
is. Here it is.
Okay.
Right
so-
here, lesson 1.
Okay, but that's not it.
Oh, that's not, that is. Let's see. Student. This is it. This is it. This is it.
What is
your audience? And it's 22 minutes and 48 seconds.
So
Okay.
it's
So it's
working.
not PDF.
So it,
It's not in PDF.
Yeah.
No, it's okay. Module 1 is 16 video lessons. This is a video course, and there's PDFs attached to it underneath it. And to go do the PDF, right click,
Yeah.
save link as, and then open an Adobe. That way you can write in it and save it. Okay?
Okay, but it's not in PDF. That
Watch me.
introduction.
Okay, let's see. Save link as. I'm going to save. Yeah, it is. It's PDF. I just opened it and saved it. Right click. Wait, let me change this. Yeah, just hold it 1 second. Okay. Share my desktop. Watch. Ready? Right click. Save link as. Okay, I'm going to save it to my desktop. There it is. That's the formula. And then I go to my desktop and write like that. Save link as, and I open it up, and it opens up in Adobe Acrobat. And here's
It's video 5.
Hmm?
It's video 5.
Yes, it's also in video 5, but this is what it is. Okay? Got it?
It's not what's on the video, right?
Yes, it is. It's all correct. If you watch it, it'll all make sense. Okay?
I'm sorry to bother you. Can you tell me what the name of it is? Because I really, okay, it's the course introduction. So if I can find a page that says course introduction at the top,
I'll show
find
you
it.
again. I'll show you one more time.
Okay.
Okay, I'm going to go home. Here's your home. Ready?
Okay. Uh-huh.
All right. You log in. You put in your password and you log in. Okay? So I've logged in and I'm Jason. Now I go to courses. All right? So I could go to courses. Now I go to module 1, continue course. All right? And here's all the videos on this side. And I'm going to go to the very first lesson, lesson 1. Let's see. Oh, no. Is it, wait, lesson 1.
It already was there, Judy.
What?
It already was on the screen when you first go to it.
making.
No, that's not it, though. Wait a second. I'm going to go to.
Just go back.
It was in a video at the end, I think.
Okay.
That's it right there.
Okay, so when you go to module 1, there it is. But I think I'm going to have Jason. Okay, yeah, lesson 1, welcome to the message of you.
Okay, lesson 1.
No, it's not lesson 1, though.
Not in lesson 1, it just pops up. If you've already marked them as done, though, it won't pop up. Jason had to go in and reset mine so that.
Yeah, just refresh. When you just go module 1, the message of you. Okay, so I'm going to have Jason swap that out. All right, so there it is. Done. Okie doke. Who else wants to share theirs?
Let me see. Can you put the back on the screen?
Yes.
The format.
Yes, I can. Yes, I can. Okay, here we go. Go ahead.
Okay.
Go ahead.
How many of you are thinking, oh no, I don't want to call my mother or my father ever again? It's so dreadful and it's so depressing to talk to them.
Okay, stop. Great, much better. So how many of you feel that? You don't want to talk to your parents because it's depressing. Raise your hand. Okay, try again. Nobody's raising their hand.
Okay.
So you have to connect to people. If you have a speech that solves a problem only you have, you're not going to get any success out of it. Try again.
Okay. How many of you how many of you would like to have improve your relationship with your parents or with your family members or with your children?
Okay, raise your hand. Anybody? Okay, better. We have a couple of people. Okay, but are you a therapist? I really think you really, unless you do a one-person show where you're going to tell your Holocaust story, I think you have to do, before you do your introduction, you have to get the message of you statement done, because if you're going to speak to the Jewish Federation, which was a great group, and they hire people who are children of Holocaust survivors, that'd be different. That would be that's a different intro. So get your message of you statement done first. Okay, who else wants to try it, or at least just the first line? Give it a go. Jessica.
Hi. Oops. Oh, you can hear me. Great.
Yes.
How many have you? All right, I'm going to try the beginning. How many of you have felt too stressed out and stuck in life?
What aspect of life? Stuck in my relation, my career, or it's very general feeling stuck?
Should I just focus on stress?
Who's your audience?
The audience is people I'm working on stress reduction.
Okay, are you talking to homeless people? They're working on stress reduction. You have to be very specific. I'll give you an example. When I was working with Nina, whose video you'll see in the intro, who did such a great job, we really took a lot of time is, who's your speech for? And she said, well, people in the workplace. What people in the workplace? Leaders. Well, which leadership? Senior leadership. Or middle management, people who and then some people I worked with go, how women in middle management get stuck. They get stuck. The boss says to them, you need leadership excellence. You need more confidence. And they go like, well, how do I get that? And you know what they do? They watch other people, younger people who haven't been there as long get promoted above them.
Yeah.
Well, our speaker today is going to show you how to speak at a meeting with confidence, how to organize your ideas and get unstuck from the position you're in. So your first sentence has to really include, who is this audience? Right. So Marianne Campbell speaks to retiree older people who are going to retire. Then she also speaks to students. She has another one that's introduction is for students. So Jessica, who are you speaking to?
I mean, I could speak to, the last time we worked together, you were like, you could speak to government people.
Oh, that's right.
Because of the CIA stuff.
Oh, right.
You wanted me to talk
right. And tell me, okay, then read to me the paragraph about your, the rest of your intro. Go ahead.
Our next speaker, Jessica Brodkin, went from being a CIA analyst to an entrepreneurial healer, as seen on CNBC, Sirius Radio, and the New York Post. She's gone from being physically and mentally ill to living a fulfilling life.
Fulfilling life what does that mean? These are credentials. She's gone from...
I have the credentials in terms of the...
Professional, right?
Professional. I don't know how to describe... I mean, I was very physically and mentally really sick. I was not functioning as a person.
What's the name of your illness?
Oh, well, I have PTSD.
Okay, say that. She went from having a severe case of PTSD to be able, to being whatever it is, get a little more details, to be to be to managing her life and becoming successful and now speaking around the world. Just something that it leads to, okay?
Hey, Judy, I'm finally on.
Fantastic. Give me your introduction.
All righty. Our next speaker is Adrienne Edmondson. And how many of you have thought about where are you going? What do you want to do? Why do people react to you the way that they do? Well, this person has gone from being a mess to success by recovering as a human resources director, which, would always be good if there weren't people in the organization. She has found her way back by becoming a personal coach. She is certified by the Gallup Corporation and Strength Finders. She has been able to identify her top 5 strengths and would like to share with you how you can identify your top 5 strengths and work to your potential.
Okay, great. I need to know what it looks like when you're looking, write this down. What does it look like when you're working for your potential? Okay. And what was the first line again?
Wondering why you do the things that you do.
Sexually? I mean, you guys are way too general.
Okay.
You had a great line. I'd put it up front. How many of you human resource people feel that your job would be so much easier if you just didn't have to deal with people? No, humans. How many of you human resource people feel that your job would be so less stressful if you just didn't have to deal with you?
Yeah.
I would put that. And then I put more of the humans. It's your day is full of conflict. And this, I would put, that your day is constantly putting out fires, dealing with difficult people, working really hard, trying to understand what people are saying, and that's just with your partner. Then you've got all the employees you have to go, and
then you got to go home and deal with the dog.
Yeah, I would just have a more compelling, specific problem, and the solution should be what. It's a little too. I want to be interested. Like, wow, I really need to hear this speaker, and that's why I need to know what results am I going to get. Okay, so okay. I want rather than I'm going to get 5 steps. It's not interesting. What am I going to get? What's going to change in me? Am I going to look forward to coming to work? Am I going to be able to get results and diffuse conflict quicker so I have more time for myself? Okay, we're sort of coming to the end, and I just want to end it with Sarah. And Sarah, and I'm also going to leave this room open if any of you want to share with each other and get together. It's like I find when you get together with somebody else, makes life so much easier. So I'm just going to find Sarah's. Okay, Sarah, do you want to read your pitch right here?
Yep. I know the end needs work, so maybe you guys can
go ahead.
All right, I'm going to show you how to take control of your life by rewriting your life story. The narrative that was written for you doesn't have to be your narrative. I learned this through my own healing journey. What was written for me said I would be a sexual abuser, a narcissist, a person, have terrible relationships, and not make anything of myself. Instead, I'm a successful freelance writer. I've broken the chain of sexual abuse in my family. I have wonderful growing relationships with those around me, and I am no longer a narcissist or a victim. I want to be a voice among the millions of people who are living as victims of their life experiences, parental downloads, and inherited ancestral trauma. That's a tongue twister. A voice that says, you don't have to be the victim of your past. You can, in fact, take control and literally rewrite your life one story at a time.
Okay. What is your idea worth sharing? Because this is a TED Talk. What is your idea worth sharing?
Rewriting your life story.
Okay. What does that mean?
So So basically, you don't have.
Because I'm very, very old, and my story would be like, do you have a couple years to listen to it?
It's basically the idea that you go back and you rewrite an experience with a different ending, and then.
Where is it? Okay, I want you to rewrite this, and I want to. You say used to be a narcissist. I want you to take out every I and rewrite this and send it back to me. Okay. Everything is about you, and it's not working because it has to be about the audience. It's an idea you're giving the world to make the world. What is the problem in the world? So it even starts with I'm. It starts with what is the question? What is the problem in the world? Have you noticed that there is so much conflict in the in the world, in our government, right? In our families. Okay? It might be about, in our families, and no wonder, people are having trouble sleeping. I don't know what it's going to be, but this is not right. But you, not I'm this, I'm that. And it's a story. Okay. Or it could be, have you, I want to know it's like the problem, your idea to solve the problem. So I'd rewrite this whole thing without you in it as a practice.
Example you had given on a webinar, and you showed an example of the person, and that's exactly what she said. She said, I'm going to show you for her TEDx pitch,
Right. Well, that's fine, but every sentence has I in it.
I noticed that.
Okay. So, but I don't know your idea to solve the problem. I'm not clear of the problem. Yep. I'm going to show you to take control of your life. Does this mean lose weight? I don't understand the problem that you're solving. I would say something about, you can even use the statistic. What is the specific problem? And I think the problem is childhood trauma. People get, is it about make it about one thing. It could be that we get stuck in life, in emotions, unable to go ahead because something that happened in our childhood. What did happen in our childhood? We were told we couldn't do something. We were told we were wrong. We were fat. We were shamed. And because of this childhood trauma, many of us get stuck, right? Unable to go past a certain point. I'm blah, 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 blah. I'm Sarah. I'm a writer. And I'm going to show how you can actually change your life by rewriting your life script. Okay? So that's more clear. And I only used I in introducing myself. Okay? So I think this actually recorded this time. So I'm going to leave you guys. I'm going to leave this channel open. Feel free to chat with one another, and I'll leave it open for about 20 minutes. Okay, and share numbers, share emails, and get together, and we'll go from there. Okay. Any questions?
Yeah, how do we find somebody just to talk to them, or are we talking to everybody at the same time all the time?
Well, you can put it in
meeting
the
is just
chat.
ending.
You can put into chat you can just send a message to one person in the chat by dropping down the little button in the side, and I can send a message to one person. Okay, so if you want to send it to the group, you can. So there's a chat, there's voices here, you can talk, do what you want, okay? And Or people, you can put your email, say if anybody needs a buddy, I'm available. I have some time. Let's work together. So use the chat, use that. Don't be shy. This is a safe place. You guys did really great work today. You don't realize how hard this is because it's hard, but you're doing a great job and to be continued. Okay.
I have a question for you, Judy.
Yeah.
You had partnered me with somebody, and I don't remember who her name was. Is it? I don't know if it's Sarah. I can't see everybody.
Well, write it. Can you write in the chat? Who was the name of who I?
Oh yeah. Good, thank you.
Yeah,
okay.
write in the chat. Okay, I'm gonna go. Bye.
Okay, bye.
Hey, Sarah,